I'm Mariko Paul, and this is Uncut News. Where in the world are you watching from tonight? Let us know in the comments below. Now for tonight's news. It has been over 4 days since Fagundes was executed in a hail of gunfire, and the authorities have given up very few details on the shocking murder. Police Commissioner Nigel Hoppy has actually been dodging reporters since the shooting. On Thursday, when Hoppy was approached, he said he was going to the washroom, but did not return and instead left through a back door and walked across to the officers' mess hall. When he was seen by the media, he said he was going to the mess and continued walking. Wow, what a mess. Since Hoppy wanted to hop away from his responsibilities, Demerara Waves says that Brock Down Ben was questioned instead. He dismissed suggestions that the public execution of the gold miner and Roger Corn associate had anything to do with drugs whatsoever. When asked further about the case, Ben said that he hasn't asked for any more information from the police, so he's not going to speak on it. Well, local NGO Policy Forum Guyana didn't hold back and decided to speak on it. They directly stated that this is worrisome because in recent years there has developed a strong link between the cocaine trade and the gold trade in South America as a whole. So it's kinda scary and reminds Guyanese of the Jagdeo era crime wave when someone like Fagundes gets shot down in the middle of the street in front of people. They also called on the government to root out the jerks who exploit the legitimate gold industry for their own selfish criminal gains. Yet again, Nondalol is preparing to sue someone, but this time it's personal. He's suing opposition rum shop member Annette Ferguson for saying that he was seen passing out fake ID cards. On election day, Basil Blunder Williams and Amna Ali first accused him of doing this when they confronted him in Monrepo, which he apparently let slide. But he's coming after Ferguson because she accused him in front of the EU elections observers last week of the same thing, which to me just sounds like the diplomatic equivalent of bad-talking your brother when you've got company visiting. The Ministry of Finance says businesses that continue to charge their customers VAT on zero-rated or reduced duty goods will face the full force of the law as they are denying customers the right to benefit from reduced prices. Yes, and treat the businessmen like you treat the thief men, since they're both stealing from the average person, and maybe they'll treat the average person better. Anyway, the 2021 budget called for removing and reducing VAT on several commodities, including various foodstuffs and household goods, construction materials, electricity, water, hinterland travel, and cell phone. The GRA has already been instructed to do a nationwide check to ensure compliance. Yesterday, Herstelling Wiedemann Rafael Mohammed accused his alleged alcoholic brother of burning down his home. He said the same morning the two had an argument which ended with the brother threatening to fight him. Well, can you guess why? If you guessed over the inheritance, then shame on you for thinking so stereotypically. But sadly, you are correct. Yes, Mohammed's junkie brother won fighty for the land. Ignorance. Sadly, the fire left Mohammed's family and a tenant homeless, while the drunky brother probably ran off somewhere to get high. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2018 Suzuki Swift RS Sports Edition. It comes with Bluetooth, CD stereo steering controls, crystal lights, mag rims, fog lamps, and much, much more. Pay cash for $3.6 million, or pay down as low as $720,000 with around $70,000 monthly, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit our showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for the sweet deal. On Monday, 27-year-old logger Silas Allen Fredericks was crushed to death by a fallen tree at Kaburi, Bakdam, Region 7. The tree reportedly fell on him as he and other workers were clear-cutting the area. He's believed to have died almost instantly. An investigation is underway. The police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the man whose picture is on a fake ID card in a land transport scandal at Eccles, East Bank, Demerara. But they are seemingly clueless, seeing as they have no idea who the man in the ID is, nor do they even know whether Wazir Mohammed is even a real person, as GCOM has no record of him whatsoever. Maybe Nondalol knows where the ID came from. Ha-ha! Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2021. Lenore Estate, West Coast Demerara properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 592-618-5702 or call +1 516-476-2172 for more info. Communication specialist and former news editor Namila Henry has died of the Rona. Henry was admitted to the hospital just over 2 weeks ago after testing positive for the virus. Around last Sunday, she reportedly suffered a heart attack and slipped into a coma in which she remained until her passing today. During her 15 years in the media, Henry started the First Look morning show and First Look News on Channel 9. She also served as a public relations officer at the Ministry of Legal Affairs, an early board member of SASOD, and an editor at TPI, as well as Chronicle. She was 63 years old at the time of her passing. And on that note, I hope you all realize just how serious the Rona is. So, it's time for today's report. Today, the nation recorded 78 new cases. There are now a total of 223 persons dead and 12 persons in the ICU, with 893 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 9,898. So as you can see, the disease is serious, it doesn't discriminate, and it continues to spread. So please be safe and wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the home. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds, and remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now, let's take a look at news in the region. A former official with the Venezuelan state-owned oil company PDVSA pleaded guilty to participating in a multi-million-dollar money laundering scheme. Jose Luis de Jong Atencio admitted to soliciting and accepting bribes from owners of US-based energy companies and elsewhere. He also admitted to channeling a portion of the bribes to PDVSA officials in order to offer the US companies unfair advantages with the company. In addition to monetary payments, de Jong also received bribes in the form of gifts, including tickets to a 2014 World Series game, Super Bowl tickets in 2015, and a U2 concert. I didn't even know people still liked Bono. Anyway, oil and corruption often goes hand in hand, as you can see. You can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your existing side hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy through Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-13109 for more info. In Barbados, since the first lockdown in early 2020, local digital payments platform M-Money has seen a 20% increase in adoption and use. According to BIT, the Barbados-based international digital currency company, there was a steady increase in use of the digital payment platform, with people using it primarily to pay bills. The success of the company is attracting the attention of central banks around the world who are considering the adoption of digital currencies. They view Barbados as an excellent test case for digital payments in an emerging market, while other countries look at our nation as an excellent test case of what drugs, oil, and gold would look like in an emerging market. And now for our weird news story of the day. I don't know what type of drugs they're doing in the Suez Canal, but it must be something strong. The cargo ship currently stuck in the Suez Canal appears to have spent hours drawing what appears to be, well, I don't know how to say it politely, but they basically drew a willy before drawing a bati and then proceeding to get stuck in the Egyptian man-made waterway, the Suez Canal. This is according to the crack team of reporters at America's oldest newspaper, the New York Post. For the unfamiliar, a Taiwanese cargo ship is currently wedged in the Suez Canal, currently prohibiting any other ships from making passages through one of the most important waterways in the world. Engineers say it could take anywhere from days to weeks to dislodge the boat. So if you ordered a package from China recently, it's going to be a few days late. If you own one of the best diesel engines in the world, then the name Cummins is very familiar to you. But even the best engines need spare parts, am I right? Powered Automotive truck spares and engine parts at 1161 EE Eccles stocks Cummins engine parts for 6BT and 6CT engines and much more. Call or WhatsApp 6970171 or follow Powered Automotive truck spares and engine parts on Facebook. Moving on to our Uncut News Views Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, which ministries have actually been improving as of recent? Ron Glasgow said, Ministry of Housing and Water, clean and flowing water to much needed places, and through the CHPA, the minister meets with people in house lots as well as houses appear to be shared out more often. Given their 50,000 house lot promise in 5 years, I'm actually seeing steps to fulfill that promise happening, hoping to get mine the same way. NG the Atheist said, Ministry of Tourism would be my choice. The arcs that ministry did led to one of the videos that they promoted winning an award which caught the eyes of tourists and biologists around the world. They are now willing to come to our country to witness its beauty and study our diverse ecosystem. Asha Davis said, to be honest, I've seen the Ministry of Infrastructure doing their part successfully to ensure that roads and streets are done in smaller communities, and that's a good venture. And finally, Ayinde Osaze said, the Ministry of Social Protection is doing a good job so far. Now that I agree with fully. They've been doing a lot for the old folks recently, including making pensions easier to receive. Now if they could only get around to paying the old folks a little more every month, that would be nice. So for tonight's question, the government has removed VAT on several commodities. What other goods and services do you believe should be VAT-free? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Friday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.